Okay guys, so welcome back to another video here on the channel, and we are in the first Descendant. Now I can finally say that I've been playing this game for around the last week now, and boy oh freaking boy, this game has got some absolutely ginormous progression inside of it. Today we're going to be telling you my first impressions of the first Descendant in its final format, just before you guys can dive into the open beta coming up just tomorrow. I am so excited for this game. It's got so much potential, it's bonkers, but we are going to dive right on into it. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also check out our sponsor Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor is cherry vanilla, but you guys can catch an array of flavors via the link in the description, and make sure you use code CLOUD at checkout for a cheeky discount. With that being said, let's dive on in to the first Descendant. So this game had its beta around early this year, or late last year, and we saw a game which was but a shell of what you are experiencing in this beta coming up. They have absolutely boosted all graphical imagery. The feel of the game looks incredible, and not only that, but gunplay is phenomenal, with the way you move around the map and maneuverability also phenomenal. Me myself, I had some time with about 3 or 4 characters, and I'm not going to put any spoilers in this video whatsoever. It is going to be solely just standardized gameplay, and mainly with Ajax. Ajax is a character that I never thought myself enjoying, because I've never been much of a tank character. For me personally, when I played things like Destiny 2, I never really enjoyed being the Titan that much. I was always a bit of a hunter lover, although for some reason this slamming dude is just absolutely incredible. The feel of every character that I had hands on, and for the record, we managed to get a bit of an open point inside of this game, so I have got really far inside of this game, and I can tell you that there are not many characters, if any, that are unenjoyable. The way that the place looks is absolutely phenomenal, and we again were quite limited with where we could go, although we could pretty much capsize absolutely everything inside of the game and take a look at legendaries and stuff like that. As far as the loot goes, because this is a looter shooter, it is so damn rewarding. There are so much you can do inside of this, and each weapon has obviously got its own gradient, and inside of each of those gradiented weapons there are sockets within sockets that you can utilize to personalize that weapon and upgrade that weapon. It's absolutely ridiculous how in-depth it has got, but even if you take a standardized character and take a standardized weapon, throughout the modifiers and additionals that you can put on it, you just completely change the game. You are not going to be the same as your counterpart friend who has another Ajax, to say the least. There is so much you can do inside of it, and for me this game is going to be one to compete with. Now throughout the first maybe couple of hours of the game, you obviously roll through the story. It starts off quite a bit slow in the first maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, but it really quickly ramps up and becomes exactly what you kind of expect. The best way to describe this game is essentially a Destiny 2 formatted style. So if you are not involved in a looter shooter style thing, which kind of leads you into different planetary areas and asks you to collect certain materials and upgrade certain things and talk to certain people, then this game probably isn't going to be for you. It is very Destiny 2-esque, but with a giant infusion of Warframe and the Division, and just an absolute pleasure to play. Me myself, I was always a fan of Destiny 2. For any of you OGs out there, this channel was based around Destiny 2 for maybe around 3 years before we started including other games into it. Now we just kind of play most looter shooters and other open world RPGs as well. This is brilliant. I am so damn chuffed with regards to how this has turned out. One thing I will say is the complexity levels are quite high inside of this game, with there being so many different modifiers that you can add in, including skill modules, sub-modules. You can pop those into the actual characters themselves, alongside being able to add them into weapons and more. The modules inside of this game do get a little bit complex, and the level gradients are a little bit mad. So the builds in this will be absolutely incredible on a basis that you are a bit of a numbers guy. If you're not a numbers person, then I would say that this probably isn't for you at all. The builds inside of this can be a little bit overwhelming, to say the least, and just having so much to change around. The best way I can describe it is going into Diablo 4 and being able to mess around with your weapons and stick in gemstones and having your skulls and everything put inside alongside of the hearts that you can now put inside of that game as well. They've kind of compiled the best part of most genres and impacted it straight into the game. It's absolutely crazy. For me though, I think the favorite part of it has to be the gunplay and transversing. So traversing around the map for most people is going to be quite normal for most games, but with this grappling hook they have really made it so diverse in how it is that you actually maneuver around. We are saying, like, obviously we've had to keep the gameplay to a limited because most of what I did play was storyline, and I don't want to break that for you guys. This right here is just a bit of the open world sort of activities that you can do per se. So I haven't got a hell of a lot of gameplay involved in this first video, but over the ongoing week while you are playing the beta, I do have a bunch of videos that we want to get out there with regards to the news around the game and how this game is actually performing, because for me, this game was basically absolutely flawless. They have done so much stuff to this game and fixed so many issues that this is going to be one to watch out. I was posting a video just the other day about how this might be a Destiny killer. Now obviously take it with a pinch of salt. No game can really kill off another game to that degree. Destiny's been around for a long time, it's got a loyal fan base, but this game is definitely going to be up there. This is not going to be another Anthem, it's not going to be another Outriders. This game is going to be up there in the marks and probably and hopefully still be around in future years to come. The thing that we find with most looter shooters is that they are around for a few months and then they die out and disband. Now, what I will say is this game, once you're in, is absolutely incredible. My biggest fear for this game is that it is going to launch the same way Outriders did and lose a ginormous player base right off the cuff. It is going to be free to play, so when you actually jump into the game, you are not going to have to pay absolutely anything, which is always bloody good, because had Outriders had done that, then maybe it had a bit of a different outcome, but it didn't. So this is going to be a free to play, so you're going to be able to pick it up and not be too angry that you've spent X amount of money and you can't play it on day one. So if they don't launch it perfectly, it's going to be a really, really interesting play style. I think DLCs and that will end up costing money, and there are microtransactions inside of the game, although they are not necessary to actually obtain anything. The things that you can obtain through microtransactions are all obtainable in the game. The way that it works is a bit like Warframe. You are able to essentially find specific items to craft said material, to craft said skins or armor upgrades, or being able to craft new characters. It's all exactly the same way as Warframe, and it does have a time gate. So once you've got hold of those items, you take them to a vendor who then works on compiling them. It can take about 12 to 16 hours, give or take, or 10 hours, and then you will have that item once it's done. If you want to pay the currency to speed that time process up, you can do, but it's real life time, it's not in-game time. So you can essentially just get that done at the end of the night or at the end of your play session, and then just leave it for the rest of the day to compile, and when you get back on, you'll have your character and everything squared away, and you can start grinding for the next thing you want to build. For me, this game is absolutely bonkers, and I think that they've got a really bright future, and I'm really excited to see what happens. And if you guys want to know more about this game, make sure you stay tuned to the channel, because I'm going to be covering this no freaking end. For me, this is a must play, and if you're not involved with the beta just yet, you definitely need to make sure that you are. If you haven't already, smash the beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe, post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in Evernorth inside of the first Descendant for some more fun. Thanks again for watching, appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the clouds.